What's up everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Camille, and today I'm gonna show you how I made this wig and also colored it to this beige blonde with the dark root and how I styled it. So if you want to see how I achieved this look, then keep on watching. So first, to get started, you're going to need some 613 hair, and I am using the lengths 20, 22, 24, and 26 with an 18-inch frontal, and this hair is actually from my own personal hairline, so I'm super excited to announce that. If you don't know, I do make custom wigs as well as sell hair individually, so if you want some bomb-ass 613 hair, definitely let me know. I'll leave my business email in the description box down below, XO Wig Company, so just send me an email if you want to buy this hair or if you're interested in me making you a wig. But I'm just going to go ahead and unravel the hair because we're going to make a toner bath and we want to make sure that the toner is distributed throughout the hair evenly. So I'm just going to take this cool blonde from Ion and I'm just going to go ahead and start adding this into the water, and I'm just going to use my hand to kind of mix everything around, and I just kept adding more and more toner until I got the water to like a nice deep purple, because this light purple wasn't going to really tone the hair because once I put the hair in it was just going to suck it all up. So just keep adding it till you get a nice like deep purple like this. Now I'm going to take my frontal and dip that in the toner bath, and I didn't want to just like sit it in there and just let it chill, so I just kept dipping it in and out and just kind of wringing out the water. Because I didn't want it to tone to be silver, I just wanted to cancel out all the yellow, and I was honestly pretty surprised on how quickly the color started to turn. But you're just gonna keep dipping it in and out of the toner bath for, I did it for like a good 2 minutes, but as you can see, the hair started to turn so much faster, and you can see how there's like no more yellow in the hair. And then after that, I just went ahead, folded it in half, wrung out the excess water, and as you can see, there's no more yellow. And so like I said, don't let it sit in there because you'll risk it turning silver, but that's all you want to do. And I'm just going to repeat the same steps with all of my bundles as well. So now that the frontal is nice and toned and there's no more yellow, I'm gonna take some hair grease, and you can use Vaseline, but I'm just gonna use this Blue Magic coconut oil, and I'm gonna put this all over the lace. And this is just gonna protect the lace since we are gonna add a darker root so that it doesn't stain the lace. And to be honest, I feel like this works a lot better. I saw Miss Rosh Posh use Vaseline. I didn't have no Vaseline, so I just decided to use this. And honestly, this works so much better than using like Got To Be or anything like that. Like, I found that my lace like was not stained at all. So definitely would use this step if you're going to be coloring your roots a different color or anything like that and you don't want to stain the lace. Now we're just going to take a mixing bowl and I'm going to add light intense brown from Ion Brilliance, and I'm just going to go ahead and add that into our mixing bowl. I honestly didn't measure anything. I just added literally the whole tube in there and some 10 volume developer and just began to mix it up really well. And before I started, I went ahead and covered my mannequin head in saran wrap just to protect it. Cute. And now I'm just going to start adding my root color. So first, I just went around the perimeter of the head because I really wanted to make sure that there wasn't, I just didn't want to have like fully blonde hair, to be honest. Like, I just don't think that would look good on me for some reason. And low-key, I'm a little bit of a chicken to just do like straight blonde like that. Maybe one day I'll try it. But I went ahead and started adding the root color around the whole perimeter of the head first, starting from my right side to my left side. So after doing that, I went ahead and started back to where I originally started from when adding the roots on the perimeter of the head, and just parted it and added the hair in between just to make sure everything was nice and even. And then I just took my 2 fingers and just helped spread the product to make sure that it was nice and even and no harsh lines. And to keep the hair from touching, I just took some saran wrap and covered it, and then I just kept doing that throughout the whole head, parting it, adding the color, and then just adding saran wrap to keep it nice and separate throughout the whole head. So once everything's done, it should look like this, but I went ahead and let the color sit in the hair for about 45 minutes just to make sure it was nice and saturated, and washed it out with no shampoo. And this is what it turned out to be, just a nice light brown root, nothing too crazy. Then I'm going to take Wella Color Charm T27, and we're just going to pour that into a different clean mixing bowl, and I'm going to use 2 parts of developer. So for every 1 bottle of Color Charm, you're just gonna pour 2 times the developer in the mixing bowl. So super simple, nothing crazy, no crazy measurements or anything like that, which is something I personally like to keep things simple. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and mix everything together, and you're just gonna keep mixing it until you get this nice weird jelly consistency, and then you're just gonna go ahead and apply it to the hair. Now I'm going to take that Wella Color Charm and apply that all over the head from the root to the tip, just because I want the whole head to have the same tone. I don't want the roots to be a light brown and then the blonde be a beige blonde. I want everything to be toned the exact same way, if that makes any sense. So make sure you apply everything from the root to the tip so that the whole head is going to have the same tone, if that makes any sense. But there's no neat way you can do this, or you have to do this. Just go ahead and apply the toner throughout the whole head. And once that was done, I went ahead and just let that sit for about 45 minutes. And then while that was sitting, I decided to go ahead and go on to the bundles. So I had been debating if I wanted to do roots for the bundles or not. So I went ahead and did, just because if I do a half up, half down, I still want there to be that evenness of my whole head having roots and not just the frontal. So this step is honestly optional. You don't have to add roots to the bundles. If you wanted, you can just go ahead and add the toner. But for me personally, I wanted to add roots because I just wanted to have that even distribution of the light brown throughout the whole head, and not have the frontal be the dark brown and then the rest of, not the dark brown, but the frontal have the light brown and then the rest of my head be blonde, if that makes any sense. So like I said, this step is optional. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. You can just start toning it if you want, but I personally went ahead and added the dark roots. So after I let that sit for about 45 minutes, I went ahead and washed everything out, and by now my frontal was nice and washed out and just chilling in some conditioner. And I just combed the hair out, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and tone my hair using the same Wella Color Charm T27 toner. And just like the frontal, we're just gonna go ahead and add that from the roots to the tips so that everything is one theme and one tone. So after I was done adding the toners to the hair, I let it sit in there for about 45 minutes, and then I washed the hair, and then I let it sit in conditioner overnight. I also made my wig off camera using my sewing machine, as well as plucked the frontal, and I went ahead and tinted the lace using the Wig Guru's lace tint in the color Caramel Frappe. And then I went ahead and used this Smooth Criminal from BTZ and added this to the hair just to protect the hair once I started blow drying it. And then I also used the Smooth Criminal, I think it's like a thermal treatment, so it's like another heat protectant that I sprayed throughout the hair. And then I just blew out the hair and just blow dried everything. And then, by the way, if you guys want, I can definitely give you an updated video on how I pluck my hairline, oh my god, I can't speak, and how I make my wigs, since I do use a sewing machine nowadays. But the hair just blow dried so nice, and I was honestly like low-key kind of just like mind blown on how like great the hair was, because I noticed with some 613 hair, if you blow dry it, it gets like really nasty and like stringy, and it feels like Barbie hair. But this hair like kept its texture. God, I can't speak. So now I'm just going to use this Cheese Silk Fusion, and I'm going to put that throughout the hair, and I'm just going to begin straightening it, and I'm using the chasing method to go ahead and straighten it. And let me tell you, after I straightened it, I was mind blown on like how shiny and silky this hair was. Like, to be honest, I don't mean to toot my own horn or anything, but this hair is like some of the best 613 hair I have ever used. So, like I said, if you want a wig made or you want this hair, definitely let me know. I can definitely make you a wig. And then I'm just going to go ahead and flat out the top of the head because we want it to be nice and flat. And I'm just using some foam to go ahead and do that. And I'm just going to also take a hot comb too, and we're just going to further flatten the top of the head because we don't want any type of lumps or bumps or anything like that. But can we just take a second to get into this hair, because like look at how like smooth and just straight it is. Like, it's so good. Like, this hair is so good. It's so good. I don't know what else to say but that it's really good. But yeah, y'all, this hair is so freaking phenomenal. Like, I'm in love. And so then I did my makeup off camera and just wrapped my hair after I glued it down. And then like this melt though, like for real, let's just like talk about this for a second. Aside from like that little line, it looked pretty damn good. So I just went ahead and brushed my hair out, and then as you can see, there's that little like demarcation line or glue line. I'm just gonna take some alcohol on a rag and just wipe that down. But I also felt like I could kind of further melt this hair, and I got this technique from watching Slayed by Jordan. Shout out to him. He makes some amazing videos. I'll definitely link his stuff down below. And I'm just gonna create like really small baby hairs. I personally don't like a lot of baby hair, so I'm just gonna use a little bit. I'm just gonna part like a little bit of hair, and I'm gonna use like an eyebrow razor to go ahead and cut that. And I'm just gonna do that throughout the whole perimeter of the head. Also, make sure if you're cutting baby hair, and if you're like me, you don't like a lot, make sure you cut it a lot shorter, because the shorter they are, the more natural that they look. They don't look like a huge like group of just hair that's just like trying to get waved or whatever. So just make sure you cut it to at least like an inch. That's the longest that I'll do for my baby hairs when I'm cutting it. Also, another quick tip, definitely use a rat tail comb, because I feel like that is like the magic of how I got this. Like, legit, it just helped to get like such a nice fine part and just made everything look so seamless. So definitely, when you're doing this, use a rat tail comb. So this next part is like crucial. This is what I learned by watching Slayed by Jordan. Like I said, shout out to him. Definitely check out his channel. But I'm going to take some foaming lotion and apply that to my hairline. I'm just going to take a toothbrush to start molding my baby hairs. And I'm just going to use one finger to press down the hair, and then like the brush to help kind of swoop it. And I'm also going to brush some hair back, so I'll have that like kind of natural divide of like, here's where my baby hair is and this is where my hairline is type situation. And I'm just going to do that throughout the whole hairline using my toothbrush. So I'm going to take that same silk wrap I had on my head before and put that back on. And essentially what we're going to do is we're going to set those baby hairs in place. And I just want to make sure my whole hairline is covered. And I'm going to tie it pretty tight around my head and just make sure it's nice and secure. Now I'm just going to take my blow dryer and we're just going to set everything. So this is going to help set the baby hairs in place after we use that hair foam, and as well as help further melt that glue. And honestly, this technique legit changed my life. So like anytime I wear a wig, I always use this same exact technique, because after I took this off, like the melt that I had was super unreal. So shout out to Slate by Jordan. That's who I learned this from. Make sure you go check out his channel down below. But yeah, this is like everything. Then I just added a middle part, because when don't I add a middle part? But today I decided not to be boring, and I went to do like some cute like half up half down space buns. So then I'm just gonna take one side of my head and put it into a little ponytail, and I'm just using like a regular small like black rubber band, but you want to make sure everything is nice and smooth. But like the melt is so unreal. Like I was so proud of myself, you guys. Like it just looks so good, and I'm just so proud of myself. Like it looks like it's damn near coming out of my scalp. Like I was shook on how like amazing it looked, for real. I was like, oh my god, did I do that? And I was like, yes, I did. But anyway, just go ahead and put your hair in like a half up, half down ponytail. And now I'm just gonna start twisting it, and I'm just gonna keep twisting it and wrapping it around itself too, until it starts to form like a bun. And then once I get towards the end, I'm just going to take a little bobby pin, and I'm just going to pin the hair in so that the ponytail doesn't go anywhere. And then I'm just going to repeat the exact same step on the other side. And that pretty much completes the full look. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye.